Danny Leane, you would never be so naff as to have something like Christmas toilet paper in your house, would you?
I'm shocked you even asked me. No.
Oh, it's the ultimate in tackiness.
Not even kitchen towel either in the Santee. Not a hope.
No.
Waste of money.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like those little things that you put over the toilet roll, like a little doll with an embroidered skirt that you put sitting on top of the toilet roll.
You won't find them either in my place. Sorry, plain and simple.
I know there's probably people
not a house full of boys either.
Not in a house full of boys. There's probably people all over Kerry saying, now, I have one of those. How dare she say that? Apologies if you do, but, we're all allowed.
Don't apologise for them. They're not A1. Sorry.
So I bet you someone will send me in a roll of Christmas toilet paper now just to annoy me. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Christmas.
The cost of it, it would be a good Christmas.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about toilet paper. We are going to talk, however, about Christmas looks and styles, because even though I know it's a bit away yet, people are probably starting to have their Christmas parties already, Danny.
Yeah, they are in gatherings and stuff like that. Some of it is dressed up, some of it isn't too dressed up, but it has been coming into the shops since September really, but the bulk of it is now in. And if you don't move fast in the next couple of weeks, there'll be nothing there for December.
Are people coming in and saying, I need something for the Christmas party?
Christmas party, a Christmas gathering, there may be a family reunion, people are getting out there again, and they want to dress up a bit. But again, some people want all the sparkle and they'd be seen coming, and then others want to calm it down a wee bit. And some people want to reuse it again and again. If you get the right sparkle, you can use it again and again, no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, and of course the problem, if we stick to Christmas parties at the outset, and we'll come on to other Christmas events as well. The problem with Christmas parties is that sometimes the dress code is for work Christmas parties. The dress code isn't really stated. I mean, very few places would have a black tie Christmas party, for example. But you might need to have different outfits. We'll say if it's just drinks in the pub versus a full sit-down meal versus kind of cocktails and canapes, that type of thing.
Again, you dress appropriately. Remember, you're still at work, so not too much cleavage on show. The men, the trousers not too tight or, showing too much of the chest. You're still at work. I think if you remember you're still at work, you can't go wrong. Again, if you're going for, say, a sit-down meal, there's nothing wrong with, say, your tall skirt and a bit of glitter on top. Whether it be a twin set or whether it be just, this is actually a light jacket and it's full of dazzle colour with your browns, your wines, a bit of silver, and again it's a round neckline. You can put a bit of jewellery on that if you prefer, but keep it simple because there's enough going on detail with the top.
Yeah, that is very sparkly.
It is, but we're going for the dressy end of the market first, let's put it that way, where you're glamming or again sit down meal. But if you want to cash it slightly, put this lovely tall brown skirt.
The long tall skirts are really in.
They're massive because again, if you want to go with your dressy shoe, you can, or if you want to go a bit like a tomboy, you can also put your dock boots underneath it or your winter boots, depending on what the particular occasion. If it's a dress dance, you won't be wearing a pair of boots, but if you're more comfortable at an ordinary sit-down meal, go ahead with it. So again, the tall skirt can be used again with a cream top during the summer, but even with this, it is just divine with the bit of sparkle, and it is respectable with the cami inside as well.
Lovely.
Dress it.
That's one great idea. By the way, Danny, we're filming this segment as we always do, so you'll be able to catch it on Facebook a little bit later on. For now, though, we'll just have to use our powers of description as best we can, Danny.
This is another one that is really sparkly. You have the illusion of velvet with this, and there is a small bit of velvet going through it, but it's not the true sense of it. It is the illusion. And this is a scoop neck as well. Just be careful with some of the scoop necks that when you bend down, you're not showing off everything. And again, I know it might be, But just remember the bending down and sitting down, as I would do with everything. Just send down and bend down as well and look in the mirror, even though, or get someone else to look in the mirror. Again, this is black, but again, with the brown skirt, you have a different. I think this works because you're getting some of the copper colour going through it, and it complements with the tall skirt.
That's beautiful.
You know,
Yeah.
just plain and simple, easy to wear. And again, remember, whether it is your Christmas party or whatever you're going to, make sure you're comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable, you won't enjoy yourself. You can
Exactly.
still enjoy yourself at the Christmas party. And the other thing that you can do as well, not everyone's into their sparkle. Red is a lovely choice as well that people are going for, with the wavy effect of texture that's going on as well. Like what I had said in the autumn, it's also true for the Christmas parties and stuff like that.
So this is like a red kind of tunic top?
No, it would
No?
be a top. It'd be what it would be like, and it has this wavy effect going through it, across it. People think it's going to show off every bump and lump. It does the opposite. It hides. It hides the...
And what would you wear that with?
Again, do you know what would be lovely if you wanted to go a bit alternative, is your pleather trousers. Would be gorgeous with it. It would just give it a bit of a lift. Can you imagine with your high heels and stuff? This is alternate to your glitzy. But
So
you
your
can
pleather
still-
trousers and a
your
nice
pleather
red top, which is nice and Christmassy.
Christmassy, yeah.
So would that be for a scenario where you're just meeting in the pub for
Yes,
drinks?
for the pub or a casual bite to eat with some drinks or whatever, you'll get away with that. You're not over done with it. Put a black shawl over it if you want it slightly dressy. But again, it's relaxed, it's comfortable, and it is appropriate.
And you're wearing red, which is the ultimate Christmas
It is.
colour.
And again, you can go with the black as well and maybe bring in a red shoe or red handbag. You can do it different ways. You know.
The pleather trousers, Danny, are a great old staple for this time of year because you can put anything with them, really.
You can even, dare I say, you can put a bit of glitz with it as well, and it just
Elevates.
yeah, thank you.
I can read your mind now.
I
Danny.
know some that's dangerous. I was told not to use big words unless you know how to pronounce them. But there, I always try to give a bit. But again, there with the pleather, you can see it adds that almost biker chic to the look again, and it's something you can wear all over Christmas, meeting up with the friends. It isn't just the work doing stuff like that.
Okay.
You know?
Those. Can we just stay with the pleather trousers for now, though? There's different shapes of those because, I would imagine that. Does it depend on what kind of a shape bum and legs you have?
It does, yeah. If these are like, again, typically with the pleather trousers, they're mostly aimed at perfect legs straight down, but you can get the wider jazzy fit, which is a wider fit, coming onto the market now. So if your legs are a bit thicker or if your calves are a bit thicker, you can cover up with them as well. It doesn't make, but it'll give the look as, what way will I say, a complimentary look to you, but by getting the right shape. Even flares, you can get it if your top half is lovely and I don't want to use the word skimmy, but everything in proportion. And again, down at the end with the flare to balance out the leg. Very, very important.
Before you move on to something else, a listener is asking, would you remind me, please, what's a tulle skirt? I might have one in the attic.
Oh, brilliant.
How would we describe a tulle skirt?
Right.
I actually bought one during the week, would you
Oh,
believe?
you're joking.
I did,
You'd
yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
Talk about reading each other's minds.
Yeah, I had seen them online and I said, you know what, I'm going to buy a tulle skirt.
What colour did you go for?
I went for black.
Oh, brilliant.
But I'm trying to figure out what to wear with it.
You can wear anything.
Anything, yeah.
What I would say, what is very French would even be a white shirt, would be gorgeous with it, and maybe put a bit of a bow around the neck or the shirt of it. You can do so much with it, depending again if you want to wear casual or dressy. But getting back to the tulle, what I would say to you is Sex and the City. Carrie Sharp,
Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah, thank you. Coming to the rescue again. She's reading my mind. Mystic Deirdre. Mystic, not mystic. It is like this. It is mostly polyester is the material. It's like a curtain material would be the best way to describe it.
Netted kind of material.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you'd have your layer of non-see-throughness, which is also a polyester, but there is a bit of viscose mixed into it with a bit of elastin for the body of the skirt, or everything will become a bit see-through.
So it's kind of layers of material, but then the last layer over it is... Well, it's tulle, but
it is, yeah.
But it's, to give it another word, it's almost like netting.
Netting. It's like a curtain, but a plain curtain.
Yes.
But more stylish than a plain curtain.
Okay.
That would be the type of material. And then some of them would have elastication at the top, maybe a bit of a bow detail. They're all different. Some might have a zip, or, they're all different. But a tulle is like a ballet dancer's tutu, but longer would be the best way.
We'll take a break at this point, I think, Danny, and we have some questions for you, but we still have room for more. So if there's anybody out there who has a Christmas event coming up, it doesn't necessarily have to be your Christmas party. Maybe it's your local active retirement branch dinner out. Maybe it's your local, whatever hobby you're involved with, your local GAA club. Maybe you're just meeting a group of friends over Christmas and you want to wear something dressy. Tell us a little bit about your shape and your style and what you like, and maybe Danny might be able to help you. Send those questions in 083 300 3300. Now, Danny, we'll talk more about some of the clothes you've brought into us in a moment or two, but just again, if people have an occasion coming up over Christmas and need some style advice, they might get in touch with us. But a listener says, will you ask Danny what colour coat could I wear over a green jumpsuit? Oh, there's 40 shades of green,
There's 40 shades of green. It also depends on your own colouring as well. If you're blonde or if you're brunette would make a big difference. But what's lovely at this time of year, I know people are going to say black is boring, but cream would be gorgeous as well. Or dare I say, this kind of a fur colouring would be gorgeous with the green. If it is, now it depends, as we say with the green, if it's a green like this one, which is a
kind
darker,
of a bottle green.
That over that is gorgeous.
Oh, beautiful.
And it makes it lovely and rich and luxe. I know this is only a stole and you asked about a coat. This kind of a creamy, I have to look at the label for the colour. How sad is that? Taupey, kind of a creamy colour.
Taupe, biscuity colour.
Biscuity, yeah, biscuity, okay. Or the base of a cheesecake would be the nicer way to describe it as well. If it has
That's
been.
a great description. The same colour as the base of a cheesecake. Maybe that lady might text us in again and tell us what shade of green it is. Is it bottle green, pale green, avocado green, mint green?
Because even if it's a mint green or that acidy, limey green, a grey would be gorgeous, but it really would depend on whether she's blonde. It would be fabulous if she was dark-haired or a brunette.
Okay, just before you go any further, I need to interrupt for 1 second because we've been told that the R556 Listowel to Duwa Road is closed because of an oil spill. So Gardaí have been on to us and they say that the road conditions near Smerla Bridge are treacherous at the moment, and they're telling road users to avoid the area. So that's the R556 Listowel to Duwa Road near Smerla Bridge. It's treacherous at the moment after an oil spill. You're being advised by the guards to avoid the area, and the council is already at the scene of the spill trying to clean it up. So just to be aware of that. Right, back to fashion. Danny, you know the stole you have in your hand there, it's beautiful.
Yes.
I've actually noticed that furry jackets and stoles and things like wraps and things like that, they're very in. Even in Penny's this morning as I drove by, they had...
You see the one they have in the window?
Yeah.
It is. It's like an old-fashioned something
your granny would wear.
Talk about vintage. It is lovely. And it's touching that even with the stoles that are going on at the moment, or even with the feathers as well, where they have a bit of bow that you add to dress or to trouser suit or to jumpsuit. the reason why a lot of them are going down the stole as well is because a lot of weddings are now taking place in an event area, all in the one hotel or event place, where before there was a church, so you needed the vintage fur jacket to keep you warm. So you have a bit of both going on.
Speaking of which, we've also had a listener on asking for advice about what to wear for a Christmas wedding.
So much you can get away with, so much. Again, what I have noticed is a lot of people are in a bit of a panic when they get an invitation to a black tie event, because they think they have to go full length ball gown.
Do you not?
No.
Oh.
It's for the white tie is where you have to go full length evening dress or ball gown, and the men have to wear
tuxedo.
No, not for the white one. Tails.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, and there are one or two that are doing it, but the only time you should really have a white tie event if someone of royalty is coming to it.
Okay.
Because it's formal.
So the likes of us wouldn't be going to anything like that.
Speak for yourself, Deirdre. No,
well, I wouldn't be hobnobbing
wouldn't.
with the Charles and Camilla personally now. But
no, either would I.
Maybe you would.
Yeah, no, can you imagine if hey Danny, can you pop over to the palace? No. Yeah, I'd love to see what it's like though. The curiosity would get the better of me, you know. I'll tell you the truth there. And to see what they're really like.
This is it.
Yeah.
So white tie means full length ball gown and tails for the man. So what does black tie mean?
Black tie is tuxedo, and that is a black suit you can get away with.
Okay.
For women, even though everyone thinks it's the formalist, it's not. For the women, they can wear trouser suits. They can wear
for black tie.
For black tie,
yeah.
Believe it or not, it is the white tie. A lady can't wear trousers at all. But for a black tie you can, and you can go with whatever you want in a trousers, once it's not too tight. You can wear a traditional suit like a man, or you can wear a softer suit as well.
So a Christmas wedding then?
Again, whichever you're comfortable in. The only thing that with a black tie, not to have any dress, you can get away with a cocktail dress as well, once it's below the knee. This is traditional now. It's not Danny Leane's etiquette. It has to be below the knee for a black tie event, but it doesn't have to be floor length.
Okay, that's good to know. So could you wear maybe your pleather jeans, a sparkly top and a furry coat or something?
No. The pleather would be too casual for that, but if you have a classic trouser, you can get away with it. Say something like that with your glittery top. Yes, no problem.
With the glittery top,
yeah. With what I've shown already.
And what about on your head? Nothing on your head?
You don't have to wear anything. And the one thing with jewellery, for a black tie, it's supposed to be a bit more demure. Not all this sparkly stuff, bling. Yeah. That is actually for the white tie wedding. Not for, you bring out your biggest and boldest, you bring out the tiara or whatever for that. But for the black tie wedding, you don't be going too big a piece, because you're taking away attention from the bride. So summing up, could we say that if you were to invest in a nice sparkly top for Christmas, if you happen to have a wedding, you could style it one way and you could style it a different way for the office party? Perfect. That's when the pleathers come in, or dare I say the tall skirt can come in there as well, if you want to make your wardrobe go further, and that's what a lot of people want now.
They want value.
They want value.
Catherine has been on to say she's looking for a loose-fitting black jumper with feather cuffs for Christmas. Would Danny have anything like that, or would he know where I'd get one? So loose-fitting black jumper with feather cuffs.
I don't have anything like that with the feather cuffs, because some of them are on the jumper, and when it comes to cleaning, it's a nightmare. Put you off it. But if you go on to Zara, I think actually here in town, Pamela Scott's might have a jumper or a cardigan with it on. I know they have some dresses as well. I know they're popular, but just remember the cleaning of it. I'm being very practical here. And Pamela Scott's, and I think Zara actually would have some. And it might be no harm to check Dunn stores as well, because they have some beautiful things in at the moment as well.
Okay.
And Macbees and Killarney as well have a version of it as well. Sorry.
Caller wants to know where a lady in her 70s who's a size 14 could get a nice black dress with sleeves.
Again, at this time of year, anywhere should really have it, from department stores to private individual boutiques as well. But if you're looking for plain, it might be a bit harder, because some of this time of year, they can be putting in a silver thread into the dress, or it can be a gold thread. But most places should have. I've none at the moment. I've actually sold out. And other places might be the same as well. If you're looking for it for Christmas, I would go out to the shops now rather than later if you're looking for it.
Danny, we've got to finish up, unfortunately, but I know you will be back with us one more time before Christmas. Just to remind listeners that we will have this video up and you'll be able to see all the lovely sparkly tops and furry, what are they called again? Stoles that Danny has been showing us. A listener called Liam, by the way, says, Deirdre, remember what Sophie Loren said, that a woman's dress should be like a barbed wire fence, serving the purpose without obstructing the view. So now, I never heard that before. Thank you, Liam.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Danny, you'll come back to us again in December with some last minute Christmas gift ideas, I'd imagine.
No problem,
and solving more style dilemmas. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us, and thank you for everyone for listening.